So first of all, I'm going to manage your expectations. I haven't been away on holiday. I've just got off my Peloton bike. Other bikes are available, of course. It was one of those days where I knew I had half an hour to spare, just about at the end of the day, to squeeze in half an hour on the Peloton. It always makes me feel loads better. And so please forgive my appearance in my very laid back t-shirt, hair all over the place, and red face, but that's real, right? And I ummed and ahed about running upstairs and putting a jumper on, doing something with my hair, maybe cooling my face down a little bit. And do you know what? Every negotiation I was ever involved in, I wasn't dolled up. I didn't have my hair done. I didn't have my makeup done. Not that I wear very much makeup. I certainly wasn't worried about my clothing. Normally, it was a warm, woolly hat and a massive coat just to keep warm. Because sometimes how you look isn't important. You know, when you're talking about life changing, life saving conversations, it doesn't matter how you look because it's not anything about you, it's all about the other person. Sometimes we show up in conversations worried about how we look to the other person, and that's all about us. Now, as Christmas approaches, there, which is a great thing, and I love Christmas. And some of you won't love Christmas. Some of you will find it a challenge to get through. Some of you are probably already negotiating the day before, the day after, what's going to happen with the kids, who's going to have the kids. Perhaps you're having some of those conversations. Perhaps you've got a family where the kids are not going to be there. We've got Meg is at her dad's this year, and my niece isn't going to be here, so we've got an adult only Christmas, and we're going out for lunch. So things change. So here we're going to talk about Christmas. We're going to talk about what it can look like and how we can avoid crisis conversations around Christmas, especially around our belief systems, because many of us have family traditions, some of them that we have kept, some of them we have let go because we didn't enjoy them and didn't like them, and others are like a hybrid. And sometimes the people that we're with, especially if it's a new partnership, but their Christmas was very, very, very different from ours. And they're like, why would you do that on Christmas Day? We always used to have roast beef, and people would look at me and go, why did you have roast beef on Christmas Day? But, you know, things are very different from different families all the way through the festive period. And it's about how do you manage those conversations? And we all know there are conversations that perhaps could be avoided, not just on Christmas Day, but on any day. There is a reason why we talk about not talking about religion and politics, especially around emotional conversations, when because religion and politics are a really strong belief, and when you have two opposing really strong beliefs, that can cause friction and crisis conversations, which drags the whole family into it, especially when people mix alcohol into it. So if you've got a really strong belief and you mix alcohol into it, and sometimes you can't keep a lid on your emotional brain anyway, then alcohol's not going to help that, which is why it's difficult. Sometimes we have different conversations between, depending on age groups. You know, grandparents and grandkids have very different perspectives on what Christmas looks like. You can see the grandkids rolling their eyes at the stories of how we only ever used to have a candle and an orange, and it was freezing cold, and we had newspaper on the windows. So that's not my era, by the way, I'm just saying. But times have changed. Times are different. They have changed with the introduction of modern technology. So some of you will be perhaps banning phones at the dining room table on Christmas Day, much to your young people's despair and much to your older people's delight. If you're of a certain age group, and I include mine here, so I'm 55, I probably look a lot younger, don't I? Come on, let's be fair. Having just got off the Peloton, it must be doing me some good somewhere along the lines. But you are balancing young people with older people and trying to keep everybody happy, perhaps. And, well, you know, if you are cooking Christmas dinner, everybody has an opinion on how to cook Christmas dinner. I've noticed when you're in the kitchen, they like to just pop in to see if you need a hand, and actually all you want to do is be left with your glass of whatever it might be, turn the radio up and get on with the cooking because you've got everything on a timer and you're on it, and all you need is last minute help just serving up, or maybe some help with the washing up. So we can have those conversations. We can set boundaries for our conversations, and that's what we're going to really be talking about this week, is setting boundaries. But I'm just going to remind you that just because you believe that something is true about Christmas doesn't mean that other people that you're sharing Christmas with have those same beliefs. Remember, every morning we get up, we put on our own set of glasses, and in our glasses are our own set of lenses, and our lenses are made up of our values, our beliefs, and our experiences. And that's how we view the world, but they are our own unique set of glasses, and not everybody has the same set or anywhere similar to the set that you might be wearing. And so sometimes when you share your opinion with somebody or your belief, they might challenge that. And when we have our beliefs challenged, it can feel like that we are being challenged personally, and sometimes we are. Make no mistake, sometimes we are. So it's managing that and managing to keep a lid on everything and just pass the day off smoothly. So let's talk about setting boundaries. I'm just going to check any comments that are coming in. So setting boundaries, we're really polite in the UK. We don't like to set boundaries. I was talking about assertive behaviour the other day, because you can be assertive. I'm going to swear now, okay? You don't have to be an arse to be assertive. If you're not being assertive from a logical perspective, then you're being aggressive. Somebody said to me, but there are different levels of assertiveness. Yeah, you're right. There are different levels of assertiveness depending on how you are. But if I'm talking to you like this and I'm getting angry, that is not assertive. That is aggressive. If I'm talking over you and I'm not letting you have your say, that's not assertive. That's aggressive. So there's a clear distinction that when you're assertive, you are coming from the logical side of your brain. It means that you're listening to the other person's conversation, but you're also able to have your say and set boundaries. But you don't have to be an arse to be assertive. And you can set boundaries in a different way. All of us are different. All of us have a different tone of voice. All of us have a different way of being. And it's about getting to understand and know who you are. Now, there is something called an I message, which allows us to take responsibility for how we are feeling. And we link that in with something called the power of because. I won't go into all the research of the power of because, but the power of because is there when we explain to people why something should or shouldn't happen. They can appreciate it more and see our perspective a little bit more. So the I message is broken into 3 parts. It's I feel. So I feel. So I'm taking full responsibility for how I feel. So I'm not going to go into blame language and go, oh, you make me so mad when you have to talk about religion at the table because you know that's going to really upset my father, or whatever it might be. That is not assertive. Assertive is being in a logical space. It's I feel. So, and I get this is me. I get this is what's going on in my own brain, but I'm going to share it with you because I just want to talk about it so we can have an open conversation. So I feel frustrated when you bring up Brexit. I'm not being political, but just let's use it because I know it still causes lots of challenging conversations, wherever you might be. So I feel frustrated when we talk about Brexit because my dad has a completely different opinion to you and it feels like there's going to be friction. So that's it. I'm done. I'm telling you how I feel. And if you want to just reflect a bit more on it, you can say, but I know that's all about my feelings and I get it. It's my response. It's just something I observe that when we have that conversation. That is a nice, simple, assertive message. I feel because. And you always put the because on the end so that people understand why you feel that way. So setting boundaries. It could be that you don't want somebody to come into your kitchen, when you're cooking. Especially on Christmas Day, when you're on it. Just for those few hours, you're on it. Nobody got up at 6 o'clock to help you peel the sprouts, did they now? No, but they do want to come in and help you when you're at the roast potato stage. I'm jesting, of course, but you know where I'm coming from and you appreciate what I'm saying. So we just say before the day even happens, perhaps the day before, perhaps just in a general conversation so it's not even a biggie. And you can just say something along the lines of, I really appreciate your offer to help on Christmas in the kitchen. I just find, and perhaps you can relate to this, but I just find when I'm in the kitchen, I just like to be on it and I have all my timers set and it just makes my life easier if I can just get on with it. So thank you for your help. Thank you for the offer of help. I just really want you to have a good day. Go and have a drink. If you want to do the washing up at the end, perfect. That would be amazing. That would be really helpful. And then it's done. And then it's done. It doesn't have to become a drama, but what happens is we build it up into a drama because we don't talk, because we don't share how we're feeling, we don't have the conversation, for loads of different reasons that we won't go into today because we're already 10 minutes in. So That's how you set boundaries. Over the next few weeks, I'm just going to be talking about Christmas. I'm going to be talking about how you can help yourself to have a nice stress-free Christmas, especially if you have challenging people around you, or people that you find challenging, I should say, rather than challenging people, because we all, different people find different people challenging. Some people will find me challenging, some people will find you challenging. We are not always going to get on with everybody, because we have our own set of glasses with our own set of lenses, which are very unique to us. So I hope that helps. I hope that 11 minutes will prepare you. So I'm going to be doing more lives. Every post I put out for the next 3 weeks is going to be all about how to monitor and manage yourself around Christmas, so that you can have a stress-free Christmas as possible. And that includes, if you are from a separated family and you don't have the kids, or you have people coming that you don't really like, all those sorts of things, we're going to be able to manage that, so we can just get through it without having to drink 10 bottles of wine and fall asleep in the corner. Again, I'm jesting. So, although ginger wine at Christmas is a big thing for me. So take care of yourselves. Have a great week. And I'm now going to go and jump in the shower and cool down a little bit. Ping me any questions. Hopefully that will help. And I'll speak to you soon. Take care now.